frustrations I shall release, cause I'm about to let loose the beast. Hear ye, all you asshole MCs. It's time to throw a party for it's the doomsday. If your leader, Captain Ass Crack. If you want protection, play the rear. No man in this world I fear. My sound beats down for your protection. I advise you wear headgear. I spilled the beans on Bruce Wayne, known as Batman. Ain't no crusader, just your average white man. Who me? I'm Black Man. More superhero than Letterman. I come equipped with joints like these to be the shit, removing the S to the back. And somehow I still make hits. Don't you ever around, I leave you thinking like the space between an asshole and clitoris on a 50 homeless woman. No, ain't that some shit? You bite so many styles, it's not hard to believe. Your captain's Alibaba and you. One of the 40 thieves trying mocking, trying to reach my levels like peas when storm creates obese monstrous mechanisms like this. I've been around and seen a lot of MCs get wrecked from a lack of respect because there is no competition. I've been around and seen a lot of MCs get wrecked from a lack of respect because there is no competition. I've been around and seen a lot of MCs get wrecked from a lack of respect because there is no competition. There is no competition. Competition is none. God bless the child who sparks it off like the sun. Ha! You don't understand. I'll be black man, changing like a chameleon and worth every bit of 6 million. MC rotisserie, they call me the colonel. From spirit, the six spice that brings about death, downfalls, and funerals. I do you stunt MCs like an evil with my evil. Ask my lord, he broke the mold and made me the unbeatable. I am the shepherd when rhyming, bringing silence to the lambs. Clarice, with father beans and the nice candy, crumbling kingdoms that have the rulers resort to ruling shanties. Bringing Jerusalem in the twos, I'm Noah. In the ring, I do him Apollo Creed, Ivan, drag off the Balboa, constricting rhymes around neck, stopping breath, foot on neck. He can't breathe, Pierre, bring on tombstones and soft soil. Be all you can be, it ain't much. Ask any GI, I'm the builder, gets them caught up in the clutch. There's no survivors when they fuck around with the do-or-diver. Oh my God, Rizzo Rizankin is the live wire. I've been around and seen a lot of MCs get wrecked from a lack of respect because there is no competition. I've been around and seen a lot of MCs get wrecked from a lack of respect because of no competition. I've been around and seen a lot of MCs get wrecked from a lack of respect because there is no competition. There is no competition. Competition is none. God bless the child who sparks it off like the sun. I clash like the Titan, took him harder than the Kraken. Stole by the head of Medusa. Beat this maneuver. Styles of brains of challenges like the industrial Hoover. I get them open like butt cheeks on a porno freak. Have them screaming something terrible like sorority grease. I be the greatest killer of all time. These must I get about to leave him KO on couch longer than Rip Van Winkle. With a flash, furious tongue that clashes clay like Cassius Hinkle. I land on them seas like abandoned islands. Sending out SOS, some old shit you ain't heard before. Leave the fifth mark, you're soft as Birdman. I hit homers and run like OJ, spilling a Bronco on the highway. Boy, you lying MCs sure are dandy, so I cross-pollinate to make you daffy lying pussy. Wallowing in a field of crabgrass ass rappers. Tell them to run, oh my God. Here comes Kid Law.
Go tell your mama.
This little old man, he wanna lick a tongue. He's got mad flavor, banana with a humby diggy he dum. Abdul is about to come. Feel the rhythm that I give him and the wisdom that I drop. You can't stop it, can't top it. Take a biscuit, sop it. It's ethereal, quite literal, more advanced than fiber optics. The truth that I flip may cause inflictions. I rip the
We in the house. Family. Listen, I am tired. I've been thinking all day, trying to figure out how do we get these proverbs? How do we get these stories to the youngins? How do we get them together? You know what I'm saying? We got to pull them up. We got to figure it out. I don't know how we gonna do it. But somehow we got to go on and get this wisdom to them so that they can start using it so they don't have to fall through some of the same mistakes, fall into some of the same mistakes that we did. You know what I'm saying? And it's not hard, it's not complicated. It's just a matter of following the models that's already out there for us. And that's what we're trying to do here at Gye-Nyame Journey. I want to make sure that I'm getting all the messages, so I'm trying to pull that up right now. I'm running kind of late because, like I said, I came home. Because people don't understand that thinking of different ways of doing simple things that can be made complicated. It's hard ass work. I'm like, how do you do this? And how do you get people to invest in a culture? You know what I'm saying? Especially when you've been used to doing things in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even though everybody say that they know, you know something's not right. But before we go any further, I have to make sure. Oh, snap. I forgot. I can't do that right now. All right, so let's do this real quick, and then we'll be right back. Welcome.
Women, but the most important goddesses were black, not just for the African now, in the civilization of the Greek. The Greek was so profoundly affected by the Africans that the goddess of chastity was a black woman, Artemis. The goddess of wisdom was a black woman, Minerva. The goddess of beauty was a black woman, Diana. And many of their great mythological figures which were critical to the vision of history, the history of the Greeks in the Odyssey. The woman who has the power to draw Odysseus and all his crew into her is Circe, who is represented as a black woman with African features on the Greek vases. The woman who helps Jason win the golden fleece is a black woman, Medea. The woman who marries Perseus, the Greek hero, is a
What is a lion without his pride? What is a whale without his pod? What is a monkey without his troop? What is a wolf without his pack? The answer is very simple. They are the same thing that a human being is without a tribe. Pray.
I am a genius. My ancestors were geniuses. My ancestors have made me a genius in all that I think, say, and do. I must declare myself a genius. I am a genius. Whenever I am myself, I practice my geniusness and do great things. All my thoughts, choices, and deeds must express my geniusness.
I am a genius. My decisions must always be in the best interest of myself, my family, my people, and my God. Only then will I and everyone I know that I am a genius.
I am a genius. At all times, my geniusness must reflect my culture. My geniusness must serve my God. My geniusness must make me be one in love and harmony with my family. My geniusness must protect my people. Yes, at all times I must demonstrate excellence because I am a genius.
I got this thing on my computer called WinZip that is so pesky. You got those things on your computer just consistently pop up, and even when you tell it not to pop up, it always finds a way to pop up. It just pops up like, you sure you don't? We already got $30 for us. You sure you don't want to give us another $90 for our super duper package? Like, motherfuckers, leave me alone. God. You know what I'm saying? It's like, good God almighty. I can't make my computer go no faster, I don't think. And I don't think you can help, because I'm about to get what I bought from you off of this computer as soon as I possibly can. But anyway, family, I want to welcome you to Folk Tales for Grown Folks. Tonight's story is called The Traveler, the Bear and the Two Travelers. A very, very insightful story, and quite sure one that you have run into. But before we get into that, it has come to my attention that, well, yesterday I was sitting down watching the news, and I saw Secret Service usher your boy, the Great Pumpkin, up out of there. I keep on telling y'all Linus was right. All of y'all old enough to know what I'm talking about. Linus said that there was a Great Pumpkin and said that he was gonna come. And all of y'all thought that Linus was lying, but the Great Pumpkin is here now, and he's ruling the world. The Great Pumpkin is ruling the world. Well, anyway, they ushered him out. You know what I'm saying? Supposedly some gunshots outside his window, but nobody didn't know at that time that the only gunshots that was ringing out was Secret Service. They blew somebody's ass away, and I don't think they found a weapon yet. But anyway, also today, in the news, Biden has selected his vice president. And guess who it is? Kamala Harris. Kamala, am I saying it right? Kamala Harris, the sometime black lady. And I know some people gonna get mad at me for saying that shit, but I don't care. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Black folks, you got to stop being so goddamn open and just allowing anybody to just say that y'all get mad at me. I don't give a fuck. Right? You know what I'm saying? Because it's bad enough that we got, because one of my Latino elders told me, I don't like when y'all describe me as Hispanic, because I ain't nobody's Hispanic. I said, wow. I said, that's dope. And I didn't understand him until I was looking at this dude in the Senate by the name of, is his name Rubio or Cruz? One of them from Texas, a senator from Texas, who claims Hispanic ancestry, and he gets to fall up under the Hispanic category. And because he get to fall up under the Hispanic category, he get to use that shit when he want to, but he's just a regular white guy. He's just a regular white guy. You know what I'm saying? And because as many tricks is we was watching John Henry Clark the other day. And John Henry Clark mentioned a term that the Black Yoda later kind of reiterated for me, and then it clicked. And the term was political geography. And in some form or fashion, I'm like, damn, I'm not really understanding political geography. And in fact, I didn't know that political geography existed. But we see it playing out in front of our face all the time. Like somebody who claims to be Hispanic that you look at and they just white. Whole other groups that's just white. But they call themselves something else. But they get all the white privilege. According to some people it don't exist, right? They just they trying to lull you back into a sleep. And what's gonna happen is they're gonna give us a couple of carrots, and some of us, you know what I'm saying, my fault. They might give all of us a little bit of something, but they're gonna give a few of us a lot of something, and by the time, it's all over, we're gonna be having other talking points. Well, what about black on black crime? We're gonna forget political geography is being played out in front of us. We got imposters under fake names. And I'm just saying, like, yo, Kamala could be an excellent running mate, but I need to know, what the fuck is she? And black folks, you got to stop being so goddamn open to anybody that has some melanin in their skin. That don't make you a black American. That don't make you a descendant of this system of oppression. So I'm seeing people cheer, and I didn't want to go here. I'm seeing people cheer, and I know y'all happy, but it's y'all claiming the wrong thing. It's a person of color. This is one time where those of you that listen to G&J Media, I will allow you to get away with using the term person of color. She is a person of color. She is a melanated person. Hell, you can even call her a black person. But she has not come. See, because this is what pains me. Because it was supposed to be, and I know some of y'all going to be like, Brother Hatim, you measuring blackness. It's supposed to be a black woman. When I think of a black woman, I'm thinking of a woman who comes from generations of experiencing America. And I could be wrong for that. And I know some of y'all like, we got to do anything to get the great pumpkin out the office. And I hear you. And I can't say I agree. I can't say that I disagree, but I hear you. So go on out here and do that work. If that's what you believe that needs to happen, right? But just don't hit me with the fuckery. Right? You know what I'm saying? Y'all be giving motherfucking ghetto passes or whatever the fuck you want to give it. Y'all just be giving them out like candy. Here, you could dance a little bit. Here, black card. You could rap a little bit. Here, black card. You can step a little bit. Black card. Please understand. When they're sitting up there and they're selecting a black woman, but then they come back and they pick somebody that has not had the full experience, and y'all like, well, in her lifetime, she ain't experienced it like you. I'm sorry. And that's not talking about whether she is going to get my vote or not going to get my vote. But the issue I'm having is I got some fake ass geopolitical politics going on. Political geography going on here. some bait and switch. And because people like me is going to sit up there and call that shit out, enemy to the public, give a fuck. But listen, all right, baby, listen. So, before we jump into this folktale, I want to go and show y'all something, right? So, now y'all know that on Gye-Nyame Journey, I've been telling y'all about this book. I got this book. Hold on, right here. I got this book right here. Let me go and make sure you on the right screen, cause y'all already know I'll get talking and I'll be done left y'all on the page, and y'all be like, what in the hell is Brother Hot Tim talking about? So I got this book right here. Now, the next release from us at Gye-Nyame Journey. Now, Dr. Kelsey has released 2 books through us, and I want to thank those that have supported. You were going to keep on pushing those. And this is the next book that will be released. It's called African Deep Thought. Now, this is the hardback. See how thick that is? See that? You know what I'm saying? I want you to see how thick that is. So, we also will have the digital version. Now, because this is, I ain't going to say because, this is a workbook. This is a life-changing book. And we will be having it up on our Gumroad. The cost will be $25. I think I might do an entry cost for like the first 5 days or something like that. But this is African Deep Thought. Now let me show you how this workbook works. So you go through there. Ooh, you done pissed me off already. I thought I took that shit off of there. Oh man, damn. So it got to go back. Yes, it does. All right, so it goes through and it introduces you to the African openings to the Tree of Life. I mean, look how beautiful. Look at that. Oh, my God. Look at that. Note from the Lady Warrior and Gye-Nyame, rites of passage, nation builders, and the elders. Whoa. Oh, my God. She put this together, didn't she? Right? But check it out. You get here, section 1. This is why I'm so excited about the book. Why are you taking the rites of passage journey? For each of you, right? When you get the workbook, you're going to be able to get in the workbook and type in what it is. It's a writable PDF. So then you get to the first proverb, so you got to scribe and be like, Brother Hot Tim, why we got to scribe? Because we want to make sure that you are getting the whole proverb. So you rewrite the proverb. As it is. It's called scribing. You rewrite it as it is. Then as you move on, you have another opportunity to rewrite it again. But you get to do all of the work right online. So you can carry this to work with you on your tablet. You can do it on your phone. You can do it on your computer. So you get an opportunity to actually scribe and write down exactly what's there. Learn the proverb. Right? Boom. Pick out your keywords. Define the keywords so you get to, work on some word definitions, expanding your vocabulary, expanding your language. Boom. Write the proverb in your own words. How would you say this in the street? How would you say this in your family? How are you going to embrace it and make this your own? How does the proverb apply to you today? Whole workbook. But I just wanted to share that with y'all. Live here on the journey. So now let's get to the folktale. Black lines are open. 614-556-4535. Once again, number is 614-556-4535. I'm going to accept cookies from this site because I'm here all the time. I feel kind of bad. I might have to go on and buy something from this site. I really wish I could find a way to. I might have to buy something off this site because this site comes in very handy for us. So first, I'm going to read from my old book, Aesop Fables. We done been through this maybe 2 times already. Well, no, we've been through it 1 time. I mean, just think about it. We did over 400 folk tales in the period of time of the show, and we're starting over again. And then also remember that for those of you that's been kicking it with us on Ujima, we have been doing Proverbs so long that we have went through the Gye-Nyame Journey Workbook, which is 90 days. It's a 90-day workbook, a page at a time, with working through the Proverbs, and then we worked our way through the African openers to the Tree of Life. Then we came back and redid the Gye-Nyame Journey Workbook, and now we are on the African openers to the Tree of Life for the second time. Family, if we ain't nothing else at Gye-Nyame Journey, we are consistent. If we are nothing else, we are consistent. You can say a lot of things about Gye-Nyame Journey. You can say a lot of things about Brother Hatem, but the one thing you can't say is that they're not consistent. We are some of the most consistent elements maybe in some of your lives. And we want to continue being that. And that's, where I segue into G&J Media.support. G&J Media.support. Go on and support your local media. Or you're trying to be a national media. Go on and support us. Let me go and put it up there. That was pretty good, Hatil. I try. Become a supporter for $10 a month. Help us keep the doors open. Help us keep doing this. Help us, allow us to continue bringing the truth the best way we know how. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my perspective is only one perspective within Gye-Nyame Journey. We got other people that's going to have other perspectives, and that's allowed. And we allowed to disagree. We're allowed to fall out. As long as we remember that we're family, and eventually we'll come back together and eat dinner or have a drink or something in time. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all done heard Navita. Navita done told me off on the show. Kwame don't never really tell nobody off, but you could tell when he getting kind of frustrated with Brother Hatem. You know what I'm saying? Me and Shaka done fell out on air before. You know what I'm saying? When Lady J called in, we fall out on a regular damn basis. And matter of fact, I know some of y'all missing Lady J, but she very busy right now. But anyway, she will be joining us whenever she has free time. She stops in and check us out. I just seen her the other day. But anyway, the story for the day. Then we get into the conversation, because I know some people might want to call in and want to get on the Kamala Harris piece. Some people might want to get in and call in on the reparations piece, because you got T.I. got a response from Lloyd's of London. I haven't had a chance because I was working. I didn't have a chance to look into the response from Lloyd's of London. Ice Cube got a piece that he got out. Of course, we've been covering the ADOS piece for since they had the site up. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of discussion that we could be having tonight. And of course, I'm telling y'all right now, without us even opening up the folktale in some form or fashion, is going to be a lesson that we're going to be able to apply to any one of the issues that pops up today. That's how cold our ancestors are, right? Left us this crystallized wisdom that comes in handy all the time. That's why it's important that we learn the wisdom so that we could pass the wisdom on to our children. This information is layered. Like, you look at this story right here, right now on the screen, the way it's up on the screen. Let me make sure I got the right screen up. You look at it, it look like, oh, this is for kids. But family, I want y'all to remember, Aesop Fables was not originally written for children. It was written to bring some understanding and education to adults. Let me say that again. It was originally written to bring education and understanding of life to adults. Folk tales are an ancient way of passing forward knowledge. Why do we pass forward knowledge? So that our future generations don't have to continuously make the same mistakes. They can learn from the lessons we have gathered. And we could take those lessons and we can cloak them in stories about animals and stories about nature and stories about elements of nature, and get an important lesson that will prevent someone in the future from bumping their head where you may have bumped your head. Or maybe you avoided bumping your head there because somebody told you, but you know it's there. That's the responsibility of an older generation. Like, because I know many of us is out here we're living our best lives, but it's not your life to live. And I know that's kind of, that's kind of new for some of y'all. It's not your life to live. You know what I'm saying? Your life is for the future generations. I ain't got no kids. What about your nieces and nephews? I ain't planning to have no kids. Then all your ancestors basically poured into you for absolutely nothing. Because we're here to reproduce and to keep our bloodlines alive. Now, if you can't have children, there ain't no fault of your own, but it's like some people are actually choosing, you know what I'm saying, not to. We're here to pass on our genetics and to pass on our lessons. We're here, right? So, let's keep it moving. All right, here we go. The Bear and the Two Travelers. Two men were traveling together when a bear suddenly met them on their path. One of them climbed up quickly into a tree and concealed himself in the branches. The other, seeing that he must be attacked, fell flat on the ground. And when the bear came up and felt him with his snout and smelled all over, he held his breath and feigned the appearance of death as much as he could. The bear soon left him, for it is said he will not touch a dead body. I don't know how true that. I don't think that's true, family, but hell, it's a story. When he was quite gone, the other traveler descended from the tree and jocularly inquired of his friend what it was the bear had whispered in his ear. He gave me this advice, his companion replied. Never travel with a friend who deserts you at the approach of danger. Never travel with a friend that will abandon you at the approach of danger. Where Anime at? I'm going to have to go and apologize to Anime and get her back. Because I guess she ain't like the new living situation and shit. Like, me and Simba, we're not coming. We're not coming. It's crowded over there and that space is small. And the basement is cold. We want carpet. Huh? Yes, I left that for you. So, Anime's cousin here, though. Never travel with a friend who deserts you at the approach of danger. The moral of the story is very simple. Misfortune tests the sincerity of friends. But what do we have for you today? We got several different translations. I mean, it's like, do I even need to go into that one? Do we even need to have a long conversation about that one? This can be applied to individual life as well as group life. Never trust a friend who leaves you when trouble approaches. Never travel with a friend who leaves you, abandons you at the sign of danger. Black folks, as individuals. Let's talk about as individual first. Let's talk about as individual first. We got two travelers on this trail. Danger approaches, regardless of whether it's a bear or whatever, and one of the friends abandons. And then after the danger passes, comes down laughing and joking and all that shit. And comes up to the other friend and asks them what was whispered to them while they were in death's arms. I know I ain't the only one that's been left in that situation. I know I ain't the only one that feels this. I know for a fact that I am not the only one that has ever experienced this shit. It's funny when they come and they joke. And let me tell you why they got to laugh, because the term that they use in this book is jocularly. That means jokingly, laughingly. You know what I'm saying? It's funny afterwards. I want to laugh. I want to kick it with you. And some of us open our arms and accept those people back in. Breaking a very rule that may save our lives. Because if they'll leave you when danger approaches, what good are they? What good are fair weather friends? What good are those that abandon you when you need them most? What good? Come on now. We have to be brave enough to look at somebody and be like, that shit wasn't funny. That was real fucked up what you did. That was messed up. But hold on. Because I want to take it a little bit deeper. As a people, you know, we often end up being that friend that's left to face the bear alone. But then after we survive, everybody comes and wants to have a good time and wants to be jocularly with you, with us. What good is a fair weather friend? Politically. What good is a fair weather friend economically? What good is a fair weather friend? What good is a friend who will abandon you when danger approaches in any form or fashion? Some of us need to be bold enough to just start cutting motherfuckers off. And I know y'all like, brother, I tell you, that's not the African way. But this is coming from an African man. This story. And I'm quite sure that if I was to pull out my books are in storage right now, but if I was to pull out my African folktale books, I'm quite sure I could find other stories that matches this. See, because regardless of what some people might get you to believe, foolishness is not an African principle. I'm just saying because some people will have you believe that foolishness, being stupid and gullible, is an African principle. But I can't identify one country in Africa, one group of people in Africa, one state, one city in Africa where being foolish is a virtue. And I challenge you to find one. as a people, we got to practice this. And we got to look at how people react when the shit hits the fan. See, right now, we got some friends out there in the streets with us. But the bear has not approached us yet. Because the bear is coming. The bear is coming. And we're going to see if they're going to move into their tree of comfort or whether they're going to sit there and try to fight that bear off with us. See, because that's what friends do. See, because I've been on both ends of this. The end where I've been abandoned and the end where the individual stuck with me. But I must admit that in some situations I have done the abandoning. I don't know. I don't think I'm the only one. Because it's certain situations where shit, you know, I know you really ain't my friend. Why put my life on the line for that? I mean, because really, think about it. If you're really not my friend, why would I stay there and put my life on the line as a bear approach? I think I made it to the tree before you did. I think that's what that was. In those type of situations. So we need to be clear on who we hang with, family. We need to be very clear on who we hang with. And you need to be very clear. See, and part of the issue is that a lot of people want to leave you oblivious when it comes to your relationships. You really need to get an idea of how valuable you are to individuals. Is there any value in our relationship? I think that might need to be a steady question for some. Is there a value? What is the value? I think those of us that say we try, we really need to have that discussion. Is there a value in our relationship? Do you value our relationship? I want to know if you value our relationship like I value our relationship, so that, you know, in troubled times, I won't be surprised. This part of the reason why in a lot of, you know, I know some of y'all don't like the word when I use the term tribe, but in tribes or groups, they have initiations. Because trouble really exposes the character of those around you. All right, let's move on. So, two travelers agreed to guard each other. See, now, in this story, the two travelers are traveling together. So back in the day, before there was police on the roads and stuff, people used to travel together in groups or together for protection. Because to be out on the road by yourself when bandits were roaming the land, this is everywhere. And it's like, I mean, and you know what I'm saying? When bandits roam the land, bandits don't give a damn. They just looking for what you got. And if you ain't got nothing, they might take your life. So when you go traveling with somebody, at least back in these days, you in a sense were going as with a person for protection. Like, for example, if you study history and you hear about the term caravans, motherfuckers wasn't traveling together because they like running in groups. They were traveling together so that they would be able to protect, or at least be protected. They would pay money. You know what I'm saying? So if that's my business, I'm going to take this caravan. Not only do I got to make sure that along the way that there's food and water available, but I got to also make sure that these people are secure, because part of the journey, part of what they're paying me for is the protection. To protect them from the bandits, to protect them from the bears, to protect them from the lions and shit like that. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to know the best route, the safest route to get them to where they're going. So when you hear in history where people was talking about they traveled in caravans, they didn't travel in caravans because it was a rolling party. It could turn into that, but the object of rolling in large groups like that was protection. So two travelers agreed to guard each other. A bear rushed at both, and one climbed a tree. The other played dead, and the bear told him to not trust the other. Never trust a friend who leaves you when trouble approaches. This is Aesop for children. This one is for children. You know, you can read that one. Misfortune is the test of true friend. Even for babies is coming out. Look at that. Ooh, let me go. Misfortune is the test of true friendship. Ooh. If you want to know who really love you, if you want to know who really a friend, who was there? Who was there when the whole world seemed to collapse around you? Misfortune is the test of true friendship. Misfortune is the test of true friendship. So misfortune is going to expose some of these people around us, some of the people that's even claiming to be us. I still, it's still hard for me to get out of my mind that, you know, on that one interview that they was broadcasting over the internet when Kamala was running for president, where she said, I'm not going to do anything individually for black people. Trouble, misfortune, hard times, test, true friendship. See, one of the things that I ingrain into the young people I'm working with, right, is the fact, you ready? It's the fact that you don't always have to win. When we play in a political game, we don't always have to win. What we have to do is make the statement. Let me say that again. You don't always have to win. But what you have to do is be able to make the statement and be able to show that there's enough people out there to make a real change because they were with you in the statement that you was making. See, a lot of y'all don't understand. I want y'all to look at some of the careers of people who lost elections. Yeah, some of them disappear and fade away in time, but others catapult themselves using the momentum that they have and catapult their cause using the momentum that they have built up from the loss. So when you got a politician that will bend and change, it's not about a cause, it's about a win. And we got to be very careful about that because that is the test of a true friend. Because when the wind changes and it becomes uncomfortable, will that person still be the friend of the people? All right, here go a breakdown by Elliot Jacobs' version. Two travelers were brought together in wood when a bear rushed out upon them. One of the travelers seized hold of the branch of a tree and hid himself among the leaves. The other, seeing no help, threw himself flat upon the ground with his face in the dust. The bear, coming up to him, put his muzzle close to his ear and sniffed and sniffed. But at last, with a growl, he shook his head and sloshed off. For bears will not touch dead meat. Then the fellow in the tree came down to his comrade and laughing said, "What was it that Master Bruin whispered to you?" "He told me," said the other, "never trust a friend who deserts you in trouble." Samuel Croxall. Now, I go through these because I want you to see that although these come, because all these people translated from Greek, but according to where they got their education and how they saw the world, they defined it for them and their group. And that's okay. Which means that when we are looking at the walls, when you sit at home and you watching National Geographic and they flash some hieroglyphs or some other ancient language across the wall, we need to make sure that some of our young people are learning those languages so that they can define it, so they could decipher it and define it from our perspective. When motherfuckers is doing biochemical engineering or nuclear fission and stuff like that, we need to make sure that we got somebody in the room that's able to look at that shit from our perspective and look at how it affects us. All areas of industry, all areas of creation, we need to be finding our young people and finding what it is they are interested in and helping push them into them places so that they could do stuff like this, so that when I'm reading Aesop's Fable, I'm reading it from someone who, in a sense, had a worldview very similar to mine. But right now, I got to go and use other people's worldview. Two men being to travel through a forest together mutually promised to stand by each other in any danger that should meet upon the way. They had not gone far before a bear came rushing towards them out of a thicket, upon which one, being light, nimble fellow, got up into a tree. The other, falling flat upon his face and holding his breath, lay still while the bear came up and smelled at him. But that creature, supposing him to be a dead carcass, went back again into the woods without doing him the least harm. When all was over, the spark, who had climbed the tree, came down to his companion, and with a pleasant smile asked him what the bear said to him. For, says he, I took notice that he clapped his mouth very close to your ear. Why, replies the other, he charged me to take care for the future, not to put any confidence in such a cowardly rascal as you. Now, I want you to understand now, because family, one of the things that Aesop hit dead up on this is the laughter and the funniness that people approach you, because when you approach somebody in the sense that you did wrong, it's kind of hard to approach them. So you have to find some humor or I mean, and just watch people around you. When they're uncomfortable about a certain situation, right? They approach it with humor, right? I'm just saying, watch people in uncomfortable situations. They approach it in humor. So now that also goes to when they're approaching something or someone that they did wrong, they approach it with humor. Shit, human beings have been the same for a very long time. The application, and this is one of the reasons I love reading these sometimes, because they really break down the piece. So let's go on through this, and I'm gonna let y'all go. The application. Though nothing is more common than to hear people profess services of friendship where there is no occasion for them, yet scarce anything is so hard to be found as a true friend who will assist us in the time of danger and difficulty. All the declarations of kindness which are made to an experienced man, though accompanied by a squeeze of the hand and a solemn observation, should leave no greater impression upon his mind than the whistling of the hollow breeze which brushes one's ear with an unmeaning salute and is pleasantly gone. He that succours our necessity by a well-timed assistance, though it were not ushered in by previous compliments will ever after be looked upon as our friend and protector, and in no such a great degree as the favor was unasked and unpromised, as it was not extorted by importunities on the one side, nor led in by numerous attendants of promises on the other. Words are nothing till they are fulfilled by actions. Damn! I'm sorry. I get excited. Anime, I miss you, girl. That was supposed to be some thunder. That one is, we're going to put that one in green. Words are nothing till they are fulfilled by action, and therefore we should not suffer ourselves to be deluded by vain hope and reliance upon them. Ooh. As individual or as a group, family, I'm just going to go back up to the top, and I'm going to highlight, never trust a friend who leaves you when trouble approaches. How many of y'all got people in your circle that done abandoned you like that? All right, family. Let me give y'all one more look. 285 pages. Book has been in the work for over 20 years. We got permission and everything. Let's put it that way. Permission and everything, right? Beautiful cover. I'm going to have to just go in and I don't believe. Why would she do that to me? But anyway. This is Brother Hot Tim. I opened the lines. Nobody wanted to call in. I'm about to go and get up. Be on the lookout because we're going to be having a trivia contest in the journey. Of course, you got to be following us on Facebook, and be on the lookout for our new site as well. It will be popping up. We already got it. This book will be available on AfricanDeepThought.com. AfricanDeepThought.com is not up yet, but it will be. And of course, it's going to have a commercial. That's what I was kind of, wrestling with, because sometimes when I have to go and I have to, what I'm saying? I'm looking for a breakthrough. Hold on. Hey, my pen go. Looking for a breakthrough. See? You see how the ancestors work? Looking for a breakthrough. African Deep Thought. Oh man, I get to work on that this weekend. Well, I might be able to do something. Ooh, yeah. Well, I can't tomorrow. We got to start working. I got to build this supercomputer. But anyway, family, I want to thank y'all for joining us. I'm gonna try to download this and put it up on Spreaker, because I want Spreaker to be able to get the music and all that stuff. But I want to thank y'all for tuning in, those that did. If you missed it, come back and check it out a little bit later. I'm going to shut down the lines right now. And family, we are out.
women, but the most important goddesses were black. Not just for the African now, in the civilization of the Greek. The Greek was so profoundly affected by the Africans that the goddess of chastity was a black woman, Artemis. The goddess of wisdom was a black woman, Minerva. The goddess of beauty was a black woman, Diana. And many of their great mythological figures which were critical to the vision of history, the history of the Greeks in the Odyssey. The woman who draws, who has the power to draw Odysseus and all his crew into her, is Circe, who is represented as a black woman with African features on the Greek vases. The woman who helps Jason win the golden fleece is a black woman, Medea. The woman who marries Perseus, the Greek hero, is